Hey guys, I'm going ahead and gonna catch up on some of the things that I've missed this week and haven't got to cover, but I'm gonna go ahead and cover it anyway. I know the patch notes is coming out, and some of the stuff like the development manifesto that I'm gonna go over here in the next video will probably be maybe a little outdated once the patch notes come out. Probably I'll be releasing that video right after these in the same day. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get started on these. I hope you guys enjoy these. So I'm going to try to touch on some of the highlights and stuff. So in the first part here, we're looking at the malevolence and zealotry and aura changes. So zealotry provides more spell damage, a small increase to spell critical chance, and a chance to create consecrated ground on hitting a rare or unique enemy. So you get the consecrated ground with the new effects to give you more crit. Pretty cool. That might be something you're going to use with spells, maybe all spells. We'll see how it works, but definitely hit spells are going to probably be looking at that. Okay, so next we got Malevolence here. Pretty much you're going to get damage over time. That's more damage over time. A small bonus to skill effect duration. So this works with Soul Rend, of course, and they say best with Chaos spells. But first thing that popped in my mind, Scorching Ray. Or what I did this league was Cold Snap and Vortex. So they also point out poisons and ignites do get affected by this. So maybe ignites getting a little buff here. We'll see how much damage that actually gives. And they point out Arctic Breath. I find that kind of funny. Also, the last thing they throw in down here at the bottom is that anger and hatred are getting adjustments. The damage bonus for anger is getting boosted so that it's brought in line with the wrath aura. And hatred now grants more cold damage, so that's kind of cool. So we're getting the spell effect, kind of what they did with Herald of Ash, making it grant a strong benefit for all cold skills. But the physical damage as extra cold has been reduced to compensate. That's going to be kind of interesting. I don't think that really ends up being a nerf, and if it does end up being a nerf for melee conversion, it shouldn't be that much. So we'll have to see the numbers on that one. But anyway, that's this one. Okay, so looking at the Purifying Flame, Wave of Conviction, and Divine Ire. So these are their divine skills that they come out with, the holy theme skills. And so real quick to touch on here, you can get Purifying Flame at level 1. So you cast it, it spreads consecrated ground, sends out a damage shockwave that affects enemies in a large area on any consecrated ground. So you can connect consecrated ground. That's what they say here. This does two things: finishing off surviving enemies from your previous Purifying Flame cast and creating interesting interactions with other sources. So like an Inquisitor or Sulfur Flask. So pretty cool, pretty interesting. That might be something to kind of have fun leveling with. We'll see. Wave of Conviction. This is going to be a wave. I'll go ahead and show them in the video here in a second. But it's a wave at level 16. Sends out a cone. Really, I'm wondering how well this is going to work as a standalone skill. But what it does do is either in between cast of things or just outright putting it on a totem, you're going to have the conversion of 25% of the physical to fire and 25% to lightning to every enemy in the area the wave impacts. The wave lasts for a duration, which means that both area of effect modifiers and duration modifiers influence the total area. So I'm guessing the area of effect is kind of like the arc and the or the angle, and the duration is just how far it'll go. Then you get the Wave of Conviction also applies fire, lightning, and cold exposure to enemies, reducing their resistances. This is going to be pretty much minus 25 lightning res, fire res, and cold res. As they say down here, it's going to be, we've standardized a few other skills that reduce resistances. Frostbomb being one, Scorching Ray being another. So you can't stack these with those skills. So you got to be careful about that. So Wave of Conviction, probably going to fit some kind of like, how you would do Scorching Ray Totem. Now you'll probably just use Wave of Conviction Totem. It'll go ahead and give you that 25% reduced fire that you pretty much would be using from the Scorching Ray, and it's instant. So yeah, you might not even use Frostbomb anymore and just use a Wave of Conviction totem instead. But if you have some other totem that you're going to use, then there you go. Keep the Frostbomb. It's just another cast that you got to use. If you can somehow use the trigger effect to go ahead and, make it easier to cast where you're not casting it, so it's more fluid with your playstyle, you can do that. But I mean, you got a few ideas here to work with. It's pretty cool. We got more options to get that extra reduction from builds. Divine Ire, this is the one you get at level 28. I've really been interested in this. This might be my league starter. It has like a damage to a few nearby enemies, then it unleashes in a sudden deadly beam. And this is again physical, 50% converted to lightning. So it gains additional stages against rare and unique enemies, guaranteed, but there's a chance on normal and magic enemies. So let's go ahead and check out the video. So yeah, there's the Purifying Flame. Interesting, so you can see the wave go all the way back and cover the previous consecrated grounds. That's really cool. And then the lightning goes out here, or whatever you want to call it, lightning fire. But yeah, Wave of Conviction. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not feeling that to be its own skill. Who knows? Maybe the numbers on it are insane, but not really feeling it right now. I mean, maybe it could be. We'll have to see how the numbers look. Kind of interesting though. I mean, I oddly like the skill. It really feels pretty cool. But that just looks cool. Now the thing is, I'm guessing they got really lucky there because the number of hits that you get decide the width of the beam. So real quick, the beam reaches maximum width at 10 stages and maximum damage at 20 stages. So yeah, really interested in that skill. Okay, so here we got Soul Rend and Bane. This is really interesting. I'm kind of thinking that this could also be another runner-up for the league starter. So we got Soul Rend. It's pretty much kind of like Essence Drain, but it will track the targets, and it has a large amount of Energy Shield Leech, 4% at all gym levels. That's pretty insane. That'd be kind of cool. You do Soul Rend, then you do Essence Drain. It gives you life and Energy Shield. You kind of run a hybrid build. That'd be kind of interesting. But you pick one or the other, run one or the other, depending on what you're doing. Now, they said, on that note, Essence Drain now applies its damage over time effect in a small area of impact, which is amazing. That is awesome. They've been needing to do that for a long time. So cool that we've got Essence Drain working really well on its own now. Bane is a new skill that instantly applies damage over time effect in a large area and applies your linked curses to enemies. Now this is really cool because of how many curses you get, and the damage over time deals more damage for each curse Bane applies, up to 47% more damage at level 20. Now is that 40% more damage total, like period, no matter how many curses you have linked, or is that per curse? That'd be kind of cool to see Bane actually be kind of its standalone huge amount of damage. Now, hopefully it's not a skill that is meant to compensate for, say, Soul Rend, which is what they're talking about down here, that they were able to buff chaos damage because now they are taking the Blight's Hinder to take 50% increased chaos damage. So that's a 50% more multiplier for chaos damage, and now they're just going to buff skills, so hopefully everything else can stand on its own without having to be comboed with Bane or having to be comboed with Contagion just to have it work, so that you're not really playing the same playstyle only with ES or Life. That would be kind of sad to see, really, in my opinion. Anyway, let's watch this. There we go. Tracks through. Pretty good damage. Looks really cool. I mean, yeah, Soul Rend. Ooh, that is a pretty juicy. I just like that symbol that pops up. I mean, it looks pretty good. Okay, this is a tier 16, so I mean it's showing off pretty hard here. It's a Minotaur map. pretty juicy. If this is, wonder what gear they have. Might look at that later, but yeah, looks pretty solid. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. This one's a pretty quick one. New hideouts, cool. I guess I can go ahead and play this. But looks like we got new divination cards. That's pretty cool. Hideouts, personally, not really my thing. I'll probably pick one and kind of stick with it. Looks like it's pretty big area there. That's actually pretty nice. You can get. I really like to see what people do with hideouts, though. It's really cool to watch. I'm not that big of an artist when it comes to making stuff like that, but I will say it is really cool what people come up with. I've seen some crazy hideouts trading so far. Let's see, what's this one? Sorry to skip, but I'm kind of skipping through these. Okay, so this is just like the Defiled Cathedral kind of area. Is there another one after it? No. I mean, that's pretty cool. Kind of Kitavi. Okay, anyway, let's look at the div cards. That's really why I came here. Alone in the Darkness, Delve item. Ooh, that could be a juicy card. Harbinger Orb. Okay. Obliteration. That's kind of interesting. That's just kind of cool. And Harbinger Fragment. Ooh, that would be kind of cool. Definitely getting some of the fragments are actually worth quite a bit. I'm hoping that we have Harbinger still on Zana. Okay, I'm not the biggest when it comes to cosmetic stuff, so I'm just going to skip. Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to show some of these. So there's the 12th challenge helmet. Looks pretty cool. There's that pet thing. And here we go. Here's all three. Yeah, let's look at that. The wings. So it looks like I'm going for 36 because I do like when they throw wings and stuff. This last league's back attachment was pretty lackluster, and I just went for the aura effect, and I was pretty much done with the challenges at that point. I didn't really care after that. So anyway, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I stream on twitch.tv/EG_Magnum. Anyway, hope to see you there. Peace.